You are now ringside with Wrestling Spot Talk.
Hey guys, this is your friends down at Wrestling Spot Talk. I'm John.
I'm Keith.
And today we're going to be talking about the top 10 production problems that hold WWE back. At number 10, we have referees.
So I personally have a huge distaste for referees. I even wanted it higher on this list. But my problem, the main point I'm going to make is I can't stand it when referees are trying to help somebody or intervene in the match instead of just doing the job of refereeing. My main one is when they are warning people that they're going to count them out. You know, it's 7, it's 8, you need to get back in the ring or I'm going to count you out of this match. And a little ridiculous to me. A few other things I could say, but warning instead of just counting somebody out. Do your job, like.
Don't you feel like it sometimes holds back the match? Like when I'm watching a no DQ match and all I see is the heel or somebody putting somebody else in a submission hold and they're holding the rope and the referee's like, oh, you gotta get him out, you gotta get him out. Why? It ruins the match. It destroys the stipulation where it's no disqualifications. I can break the rules. Why not?
Yeah, it's like these guys go to school and have to go through all kind of training like any other referee. If they were doing this kind of job, you know, in the NFL, they'd be out of there. So refereeing's got to get better. Coming in at number 9 on our list of production problems in the WWE, we have Commissioner/GM and their respective roles on the show right now.
Why do we have 2 commissioners? Seriously, in every other sport there's only 1 commissioner. So why do we have 2 commissioners for each brand? And why is there 2 faces on one of the brands? One of them usually always has to act like the heel. And why don't we just have one? Stephanie could play both. It would be good to have heels on both shows just trying to interact with each other.
Yeah, and my problem is that they're always seen on camera together. They mostly get time with each other, and they're not able to give rubs to other wrestlers, you know, because they don't have individual promos that often with them. So I really think they're being underutilized like that.
Here at number 8, we have the booking of the Cruiserweight division, on which it is shown on Raw, and then we have 205 Live on SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Raw side of it. That's where my big beef comes in. I can't stand that the commercial breaks are pretty much are half the matches. They're cutting in and out, and you don't get to see enough of the development of the storyline that way.
We should just make it into one brand, and where it's shown on only one show, then it'll get the exposure it really needs instead of being shown on 2 shows. And look at how NXT's booked. It really went off just because it's its own singular brand. If we'd done that with the Cruiserweights, and then we can show the pay-per-view matches on SmackDown, we don't have to have its own brand, but it's able to show that the matches that they highlight, and it gives love to everybody.
At number 7, we have the WWE Network and how it's being handled in general.
Why is it shown on Hulu? Why is your whole content shown on Hulu when you should be making money off it yourself? It's like paying for DLC, you know?
Yeah, and I personally pay for the WWE Network. I'm happy that I get my pay-per-views, whereas I used to have to spend $60 when I was a kid to pay for it. And you know, $10 a month is a good deal, but if I can get the pay-per-views, why can't I get Raw and SmackDown? I don't have cable TV. That's the way I want to choose to pay for it, and I should be able to watch all the content.
At 6, we have the commentary. Personally, I just don't understand when a wrestler's walking in and the entrance music is still playing and the commentaries just decide to speak up for no reason. It ruins the entrance, it ruins the vibe, and it ruins the aura.
This is another one that would have been way higher if I were picking just myself, but they have horrible chemistry together. I understand the idea of having kind of a face and a heel commentator, you know, where one of the commentators is for the heel, but they almost just disrespect each other. There's repetitive, not one of them has anything that they can cycle through. It's just one kind of gimmick that they have. Beautiful with Booker T or Mamma Mia, you know, and I'm tired of hearing it. At number 6, in-ring introductions. They are missing the mark here so widely, and it's so simple. They have so many things they can take from the UFC, as you hear me say a lot. I am not a fan of them letting the wrestler make the whole walk and then bringing the lights up to introduce them. It takes away from the drama, and I came for this show.
Talking about UFC, the biggest thing we think they could really use is using an announcer like Bruce Buffer. How awesome would it be for someone like Finn Balor, AJ Styles, even the jobbers to come out? AJ Styles! Coming down here at number 4, we have customized entrances for pay-per-views, in which we personally believe that it's a highlight of the show. It's awesome to see people have a new entrance or have something added on or new attire. Personally, I love the attire. When I see someone trying to add on, trying to make something new for this feud or what they have in this match.
And they should be the biggest and best and baddest at every pay-per-view. They let NXT steal the show away from them too often with the Nakamura and the 20 violins and Bobby Roode and having the whole choir there. Those are two of the best entrances I've seen in a long time, and that should be every superstar at every pay-per-view every time. At number 3, we have camera work. My biggest problem is replays and the way the impact is shown. I can't stand this cheesy sped up thing where you can't really see how well the move is executed, and it almost always looks clean, because I like a level of professionalism.
Also with the cameras, they'll miss the impact. They'll show right before it's even taken, and then right before the move happens, they'll switch to another camera, which ruins the experience for me being a fan watching home on the TV, and it just takes me out of the match, because it's like I wanted to see that impact. I wanted to see how hard hitting it is, and just to show it afterwards is like someone jumping off a balcony, and then you show them afterwards like it's a cut scene or something. Coming down at number 2, we have 2 subjects to talk about this time. We talk about number 1 contenders and more tournaments. More tournaments should be happening in the WWE. I remember when the King of the Ring would happen, it would bring up a new star and bring up someone to highlight. They don't do that anymore with anything. They don't show us the love of who's better than each other, who's willing to go the heel status to be able to win through this playoff.
Yeah, and my thing is not having clear contenders. He's talking about tournaments when they used to have number 1 contender tournaments, and in general just better storyline work for people who are getting title challenges. It seems like it's Oprah in the WWE. You get a shot, and you get a shot, and you get a shot, and sometimes I don't really know why the person's getting it. Alright guys, we finally made it down to the top. At number 1, we have a topic that we both agree on, and it's how the belt is treated and how the champion is treated with the belt. I personally cannot understand for the life of me why sometimes the champion enters first instead of last. It makes no sense at all. They're the undisputed champion of the world, and they should come in last no matter how big the name is in front of them.
It devalues the belt. They should take another thing from the UFC. When no matter what the person's status of this champion is, if they're really bad at anything and they just won by a fluke, they still come in last. Champs come in last. They have the belt.
In the story.
Thank you for watching our top 10 production problems that hold WWE back. Please give us a comment or suggestion. Please give us a like and a subscribe.
Alright guys, and thanks for watching.